Hello ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Hawkinsmith here from Hold the Line Defense Solutions, and today I want to go over how to properly clear a gun. So as we go over the universal gun safety laws, the first law is assume every firearm you come across is loaded and treated as such. And so I'm going to show you today, if you come across a semi-automatic pistol, these are the 4 steps you're going to take to make sure that that gun is clear and it's safe and you can handle that gun in a safe manner, right? So step number 1 whenever handling a semi-automatic pistol. Okay, so I'm going to grab a nice little concealed carry gun here, Glock 45 with the PMM comp on the front. So this basically becomes a Glock 17 length, because why carry a small gun when you can carry a big gun, right? Small guns are harder to shoot. Big guns, much easier. I'd recommend carrying the biggest gun you can comfortably carry, and that all has to do with equipment, but we'll get into that in another video. So anyway, step 1 for clearing this gun is we are going to remove the source of ammunition. Now, the way a gun gets fed, if you will, right? The way a gun eats is it eats cartridges, and the cartridges are in the magazine. So if the first thing you do is you remove the magazine, this gun cannot get any more ammunition into it. So at this present point in time, the max amount of rounds that could possibly be in this gun is 1 in the chamber, right? And we just removed the source that could possibly put any more rounds into the gun. So step 1, we're going to remove the source of ammunition. Step 2, we're going to rack the slide 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And the reason we're going to do that, I'll get into here in just a minute, but 3 times rack the slide, that's step number 2. Step number 3, we're going to take our thumb. Now, if you can do this with a one-handed shooting grip, that's how I'd recommend doing it, right? So we're going to take the inside of our thumb and we're going to push up on the slide stop. So this little button right here, we're going to push up on that and put constant pressure up. And as we're putting constant pressure up on that, you just pull back and it'll lock the slide into place. Now I know everyone's designed differently. We're all built a little different. So if your hand is not big enough where you can get your thumb underneath there at this angle and put constant pressure up, no problem. Take the gun, swivel your wrist on your shooting hand, and put your thumb directly underneath the slide stop just like that. And as you do that, now you can put constant pressure up on it and pull the slide back and it'll lock into place. All right, so step 1, remove the source of ammunition. Step 2, rack the slide 3 times. Step 3, we're going to lock the slide to the rear. And step 4, we're going to look inside the chamber and make sure that there's nothing in the chamber. Then what I want you to do is I want you to look away and I want you to look back in the chamber. And so oftentimes when I teach class, I'll have students asking, hey, why in the world do I need to look in there and look away and look back in? Obviously, I can see it the first time. And I say, for the same reason that you wristwatch wearers out there need to check the time twice. How many of you in life have done this? Wonder what time it is. And you look back, right? We've all done it. And the reason being is, even though you wanted to check what time it was, your mind is on 100 different things. I got to pick up the kids from school. I got to get dinner. I got to get to the PTA meeting. On and on and on and on. Right? And so as you're looking at your watch, you're looking to see what time it is, but your brain's just not registering it. Whenever you look away and you look back, you're telling yourself, hey, pay attention to this. This is very important. So you look away, and then you look back, and that should tell your brain, hey, pay attention. Make sure that there's nothing in that chamber. Sometimes people say to go ahead and put your finger in there and feel around. Not the biggest fan of that. I can clearly see there's nothing in there. If you want to put a finger into the chamber, make sure that you don't hit the slide stop release while your finger's in there, or you'll have a bad day. The good news about that is it's self-correcting error. You'll probably only do it once, right? So that is the 4 steps for making a gun safe, a semi-automatic pistol safe. Now, going back to step 2 is, I said, why rack the slide 3 times? So right here I have a magazine that has snap caps in it. They're basically dummy rounds, just pieces of plastic that allow you to practice manipulating the gun. So let's say that we came across this gun and it's in this configuration right here. It's got a magazine in it, right? And we don't do step 1. For some reason, we just go straight to step 2. If we only rack it once, right? So we just racked it one time. What we just did is we actually loaded a cartridge from the magazine into the chamber. So now there is a round in the chamber. So by racking the slide 3 times, okay, we just racked it once, right? By racking it 3 times, we just got rid of the cartridge that we put in there. That's the second one. But now we've racked another one in it, right? So by doing it 3 times, we just heard that. We watched the cartridge fly out. We heard it hit the ground. And so by doing it 3 times, it's assuring, hey, even if I made a mistake along the way, you should be able to see and hear that you've done something incorrectly. And so by the 3rd time, there goes another cartridge, right? We're drawing awareness and attention to the fact that, oops, I missed a step. So right now, we're going to remove that source of ammunition. So we have the potential next cartridge that would go in. We've removed that from going into the gun, right? And so now we're going to clear the chamber again. Well, there goes another snap cap. So that's 1, 2, nothing came out that time, 3, just for reassurance, right? So we've done it 3 times, and that is the purpose of racking the gun 3 times versus racking it once. If you rack it once, you could potentially load that round into the chamber. Twice, you'll have that first one come out, right? 3rd time, just to make sure. So we're always putting fail checks, like fail safes in case we miss something along the way on our checklist, that this allows for the optimal amount of safety checks and a procedure that'll keep you safe even if you miss a step. So if you miss step 1 in that, now you rack it 3 times, it'll self-correct, right? You'll go, oops, I just saw the round fly out, I missed a step. So going over it again, in order, real quick, 4 steps, right? Step number 1, we're going to remove the source of ammunition from the gun. Step number 2, we're going to rack the slide 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Step number 3, we're going to push up on the slide stop right here from the side if you can. If not, you're going to angle your thumb right underneath that slide stop, and we're going to push up constantly, constant pressure, and lock it to the rear. And step 4, we're going to look in, we're going to look away, and we're going to look back in to make sure that chamber is clear. And at this point, you have a safe gun. It is safe for transporting. It's safe to put in your range bag. It is completely unloaded, clear, no magazine, nothing in the chamber, and you're good to go. So I hope that helps you as far as how to make a semi-automatic pistol safe and ready to transport and ready to hand off to somebody. If you needed to hand off the firearm, you can simply take the gun like this, and what this allows you to do is keep control of which way the muzzle points. So right now I'm pointing the muzzle down. There's nothing behind me that's that I'm not willing to destroy, right? It's just the ground. So the muzzle point in a safe direction, and I can allow that person to get a good grip on the gun while I control which way the muzzle points. And if you look, I'm covering up the trigger so they can't even access that. So this is a great way to hand off a gun to somebody as well. So hope that helps you guys. Have a great day, and we will see you out on the range. Take care.